You can't fit in and also be exceptional. So I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. Like today, it's almost like the end of the school year, right? Like finally for all of us, right? And summer is coming, and today I just like when you're like reflecting on what you did in the year, like what happened, everything that happened, and I realized this school year I'm in grade 11, right? It just passed like this, and I just felt very, very lonely. Like almost every single day I would just sit in class like just alone, like not talking to anyone, just focused on what the teacher's explaining, not talking to anyone, can't relate to anyone. That's the thing, because all of the kids my age in class, I just can't relate to anymore. I just can't. And the more I try to fit in, the more I feel like an outsider. And today, right, it just hit me like so hard, right? Like every single session I was just sitting, just thinking alone. And this quote by Alex Hormozi and Chris Williamson just kept ringing in my head. And this is the topic of this video, is you can't fit in and also be exceptional, because both have discomfort. When you fit in, you have internal conflict because you're not being 100% you. But when you're exceptional, you have external conflict because everyone sees you as different. So you have to pick one. When your friends start to say you've changed, it's because they don't know how to say you've grown. Right? Like, to be exceptional, to be the best version of yourself, and that's what exceptional means, you first have to be the exception, right? And that means you have to be different than everyone else. The thing is, like, me and you, bro, on our path to being the best versions of ourselves, reading and meditating, and we're journaling and we're working out, and we're removing all these bad habits that literally everyone is doing that are fueled by trillion-dollar companies, building businesses and discovering that the path of getting a job and going to school and getting a degree is just the slow lane, and it's just absolutely disgusting, right, and terrible. It just makes you a slave, basically. Like, you're literally a slave. Like, an employee is a slave. It's just that he gets some paper at the end of the month, and he wears, a nice blue collar or white collar, right? That's it. But he's still a slave. He's still a slave to the system. He's still a slave to school. He's still a slave to the job. Like, you're doing all these things. You literally have discipline in a world of instant gratification. Like, that's one of the hardest things that's the hardest thing in the world, right? Having discipline in a world of instant gratification and pleasure and all this garbage, right? That's fueled by trillions and trillions of dollars and the smartest people in the world trying to rewire your brain and make you a slave to the system, right? And yeah, we go through the lonely chapter. And the thing is, the lonely chapter, it's one of the most painful experiences that someone can go through, that a human being can go through, because we are such social animals, we are such social creatures, we need other people. But the thing is, like, yeah, that was true 200,000 years ago when we lived in little tribes and caves and things like that, right? But now, it's the exact opposite, because 99% of people are just slaves to the system. Let's be honest, 99% of people. So for you to break free from the system, for you to be exceptional, you have to be different from everyone else. You have to be the business owner, right? You have to be the emperor, you have to be that leader. And the thing is, you like, when you want to be successful, right? When you have like a mission and a big goal, right? You have to go through this lonely chapter. And it's so painful, because the thing is, like, why it's so painful for me right now, right? It's because I keep seeing, all these people, like having fun. All of the like the guys in my class, right? All of them like having fun and flirting with girls and partying and whatever. Like, honestly, like people keep telling me, keep asking me, like, what's like the hard part, right? Like, what is the hardest thing that I have to do to be successful? I'm not gonna lie, bro. It's not the work. It's not the work. Like, honestly, the work is just fun. Like, for me personally, like, it's not about hard work. The work is fun. Like, all I have to do is just improve myself all day, right? Have like a routine, follow my routine, meditate, journal, wake up early, go to sleep early, right? Work out, do all these things, right? Of course, because so that's like one side, like being the best version of myself. Another thing is, of course, creating content. This is just fun for me. This is really fun. Like, I love doing this. And if I stop doing this, I literally feel like I'm gonna die. Like, because of how much purpose and meaning these things give me, right? But the hardest thing and the most painful thing about it is the lonely chapter, the loneliness you feel, being the exception, right? In the beginning, like, that's one of the hardest things a human being could go through. But if you go through it, and you go through it and you make it on the other side, you will be successful. You will be successful. And that's why there are so few people who are successful. It's because most people just give in. Most people just give up. They just give in to other people. They can't bear, being different. Stop trying to fit in and socialize and trying to be like everyone else and partying and all this nonsense and garbage. They can't handle being alone, being by themselves, sitting by themselves, not being with the group, not relating to other people. And for me, as much as it's painful, but I love it. I love it. I'm not gonna lie, man, but I love it. I love being different. I love being, that special one. Steve Jobs. Basically, Steve Jobs' childhood was very painful, right? His parents left him and he was adopted, right? But if you think about it, this is what's written in his biography, right? Any child would have said, "Oh my God, my parents adopted me, like that sucks," and they're gonna be just traumatized. But what he said to himself is, "My parents adopted me and left me because I'm special. Because I'm special," right? And that's why he became Steve Jobs. That's why he became literally one of the greatest people in history, right? One of the greatest polymaths in history, right? Like, built one of, if not the most successful tech company in the world, Apple, right? And Pixar, the iPad and the iPod and the iPhone and Apple phones, right? Elon Musk, for example, Elon Musk had no friends growing up. He had no one. He said, "All I used to do was just read books." He just read books alone for 10, 12 hours a day, right? And he kept telling himself, I don't want to be alone, but he was for a very long time. So yeah, like the thing that separates, really, the thing that separates those who succeed and become the best versions of themselves from those who lose and stay the same or get worse, right, is the lonely chapter. It's this period right here. It's the period where you don't fit in with your own friends, but you don't have the outcomes yet to fit into a new group of friends. You can't relate to anyone, you can't relate to your friends, and the more you try to fit in, the more you feel like you're different, like you're an outsider. Like, you don't want to be with these people, you don't want to see it. You're like, why am I here? Why am I with these people? Why am I sitting with these people? Like, this contradicts my values. Like, these people swear and curse and they play video games and they eat junk food. Like, why am I with these people? But the thing is, if I indulge with these people, if I try to fit in with these people, I feel like that is a disgrace to the mission. The mission of getting thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, even millions of people onto self-improvement. That's my mission. That's my big goal, is to get millions of people onto self-improvement. That is what will give me the most fulfillment of my life, because self-improvement changed my life the most out of anything. And if I can get tons of people onto self-improvement, tons of young men especially onto self-improvement, man, that will pay. Then it will pay, right? Then I'll be glad that I was alone. Then I'll be glad that I didn't try to fit in. I didn't, get close to these people. Then I'll be glad. Because on the other side of it, I improved all these people and I saved them from hell. Hell, I know what it feels like, man. I know what it feels like to be a loser and to play video games and to eat junk food and do all this crappy nonsense and be very unattractive, and you keep thinking to yourself, man, I just wanna, like, literally what I would do before I got on self-improvement, I would sit here in this balcony and I would just imagine myself like jumping off. I swear to God, that's what I would do, because of how much I just absolutely hated my life. Hated my life. I had all this trauma and all this depression and anxiety. I used to cry going to bed, like it was just hell. And that's why I'm so obsessed with this. So yeah, you can't fit in and also be exceptional. To be exceptional, you have to be the exception in the storm. All right. So yeah, this is just what I think at the end of the day. And as always, we're in this together, and we will make it.